Everyone, welcome back to another angler video. I am happy to announce that we finally have rod holders. I have been waiting a long time for this because
A new face! How exciting!
Who is it?
yes, it is exciting, lady. We have rod holders now.
What do they
I
want?
can't believe it.
I still have to ask.
Okay,
Are they here for the hunt for
that doesn't make her stop talking.
You're here for the fish, right?
Okay, I have to run to the corner over here so I can finish my talking. So we finally have rod holders, and I've been waiting forever for this because we can finally actually use multiple rods at once. So if we want to go fish for some big catfish and we're in this big river and we need to cover multiple areas, we can cast multiple different rods. And it doesn't stop at that either. We can catfish and then we can have a lure and we can actually fish for bass and other things. It We're not limited anymore with one rod. Only thing that I am a little disappointed about is I don't think I haven't messed up the rod holders yet. I'm going to in this video today. I sadly don't know if we're going to be able to use them in the boat. I'm assuming probably not, but I hope in the future we'll get some in the boat. It'd be really nice to be able to fish at some of those really big spots in the lake that are very popular. But let's check out the
Have you seen any
rod
more?
holders
if it snows 3 times so hot?
equipment.
It snows everywhere.
Of course, everyone knows that. So has it snowed?
I saw some snow up there today.
I don't believe you.
Uh,
I don't want to believe
where's the
you.
rod holders? Huh. I wonder what that thing is. Oh, it's a weight. That's sick. So it's a unique weight you can put on your rod. That's actually really cool. It looks really cool. Huh. Haha. Jeez, 15 diamond tokens for that thing? That's actually pretty insane. Equipment. Is it under here, maybe? Yeah, I don't understand. It said that we got rod holders. I'll be back and see if I can figure this out. Okay, I'm back, guys. So I did a little research. I went on the Discord, and I guess that we don't need to buy the rod holders from what they're saying. We just have them, I guess, and all you have to do is just pull out your rod, and then there's an option to put it down. I did see, however, that there's some people that are complaining about the round holders and saying that they need work, but we'll check and see what it's like. So I'll head to a spot and then we'll test it out. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna try this random river here and see if we can get any bites. So what I did is I set these up to hot dogs because they seem like a really good bait choice. And I'm going to chum the water with some Pro Performance. It said was good. So I'll throw some Pro Performance out. Well, that's not very far, but... so we'll try to do a quick cast out. We'll put it in the rod holder. And then get this one. And we'll put this one in the rod holder. We just need to see if we can get any bites. I'm really curious to see how we're going to be able to tell if we get a bite or not. Oh! Looks like we got bite on one of them. That's strange. It looked like the water was rippling, like the line was getting pulled. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to work, because usually there's a ding that lets you know if you got a bite, but with this system, I don't know how they're going to do it. Because it looked like we got a bite for a second there, but... Huh. Oh, okay, so one of them is... Oh, sick. That's cool, so it does show you right there. That's nice. Okay, it's a little chum salmon. Not very big. I kind of purposely made it small because I didn't want to... I didn't want to it to take too long to see how this works. Yeah, I like this. It's pretty cool. Uh, I mean, there's some people that are complaining saying that they can't tell, but it shows right there the symbol that if you get a fish on, it turns yellow into a fish. So it's very useful. I was worried there for a second too that it wouldn't. I was worried that it wouldn't do a good job at letting you know if you have a bite or not, but it seems like it's actually works pretty decently. So yeah, uh, it's pretty cool. I'll come back to you guys when we get another fish on, which is right now. I literally just stopped and... Oh, sick. It shows right there that it's biting on this one. It's actually cool. I really like this. They actually did pretty good. Oh, it's an eel. We haven't actually caught one of these yet. That's actually really cool. Dang, this dude's pretty sick looking. Yeah, and we got one of our quests done. So, other thing I wanted to do today is I really want to check and see what the new legendaries are. Ooh, we got legendary IU Sweetfish, I think is how you pronounce it. A legendary koi, which is pretty cool, and a legendary crab. I'm sorry, but I'm not a fan of the crabs. I don't know. I mean, they're cool, but it's just not... Here's the thing, guys. I'm not one of those people that everything has to be 100% realistic, but it does kind of bug me catching crabs a little bit because the odds of you catching a crab or a crayfish on a rod and line is not very high. It's not something that happens all the time. You can't actively really go for them. It's something that happens by chance. And sure, it probably it happens, I'm sure, but it's not like you can just cast out and keep repeatedly catching them. It's one that kind of annoys me. I don't know. For me, I'm just not a big fan of the crabs or the crayfish. Everyone has different things that they like, so I'm not going to judge. I am really excited about the koi fish, though. That's gonna be really fun. I think that's gonna be like one of my favorite guys to go after. Definitely, 100%. So, this is exciting, though. I mean, it works pretty decent. I don't know why people were... It seemed like people were kind of saying that the rod holders need some work. For me, I think they're pretty decent. I'm not gonna give people too much crap for complaining because I'm sure there's probably some things that maybe they could work on. I mean, there's always room for improvement, as they say, for different things. Uh, they also said that they, in the patch, they said they also fixed some of the variations of Golden Ridge Reserve, which I'm very happy about because I do agree that some of them did look a little cheesy, and it was kind of annoying because not only did it look cheesy, but it was like every fish you caught would look like weird, and I'm not. I'm really looking forward to when they completely fix the variation system that they have going on, because for some fish it doesn't really work that well. There's some fish I think that it works really good on. And I'm really hoping for the variations that they add some rare variations, because right now the variations just kind of seem like oh, it looks different every time or whatever. But I would like to see it added to where we can get a variation that you can distinguish that's rare. Something that you know, like, oh, this is rare. I need to keep this. I need to, when the trophy lodges come. But I guess that's one nice thing, though, is we don't have a trophy lodge yet, so that's one thing I really want to see first, is definitely a trophy lodge. 100%. Then I would love to see them add rare variations of the fish, to where it's like, oh, this one is like, you got your common, your uncommon, rare, and then super rares. Or, yeah. It's like the ones that are uncommon, ones that are rare but not extremely rare, and then you got like the really rare ones where it's like, holy crap. Huh. Okay, let's see here. I know that this lake is pretty good, so I think what I'll do is I'll go to this lake maybe and see if we can get a snakehead. We'll see. Hopefully we can get a snakehead. Ah, it's this way. Okay, I see it now. Yeah, this is where I caught my diamond dolly vern trout last time. I sadly didn't get it on video as the first diamond I caught on the New Japan Reserve. So, I will get back to you guys when we get a fish on. Okay guys, I went to this random lake up here to do a little experiment. So I casted one straight off the dock there, and I casted one off this side of the dock. So, I think I heard that this lake is pretty good for... Oh, Jesus. I was going to say I heard this lake is pretty good for catfish, I think. So I decided to come here. But yeah, it looks like I was not expecting that. They completely caught me off guard. But it's a cool surprise. We'll see what we got here. Come on. Oh, it's a snakehead. I was going to try for snakehead at that other spot, but I was having no luck. That's cool. So we know that there's snakehead in this lake, which is good news. Yeah, see, this is one reason I do like these rod holders, is I think it's gonna be very useful to be able to cover more area. Oh, jeez. Oh, no, 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 you freaking goon. Oh, thank God. It actually gives you a lot of time to strike. Maybe that's why people were upset. I think that might actually be why people were upset. But honestly, I don't mind. I think it's nice. Because as you can see right there, I would have lost that fish easily. Oh jeez, yeah, see, look at, we're in the middle of this and we can't even... Yeah. I can understand kind of why people want these to get some work done to them, but at the same time, I think it's pretty useful, actually. That's a, I guess I don't know how if that's a nice silver or not. I was gonna say it's a nice little silver, but don't know. Haven't caught very many snakehead. Yeah, I get it. You know, like I get that there's people that it's a very controversial thing because there's people that want challenge and then there's people that don't. For me personally, I'm not a big fan of challenge. I like relaxing, chill gameplay. I like to be able to enjoy what I'm doing. For me, if and sometimes yes, challenge can make gameplay a little more enjoyable, I think. But if the problem is if you make things too challenging, then it completely puts me off and makes me not want to play it. It's part of the reason why I don't play the Hunter really anymore. I used to really like that game, but when they added the tigers and the snow leopards, I was super excited until I found out that they were both going to be extremely hard to hunt. Then I was really disappointed, sadly. I mean, I don't mind for the tigers, it was a little more forgivable because they at least had a drink zone, so you kind of had an idea of where to look for them. But for the snow leopards, they're just ridiculously hard to the point where it's not even fun to try to hunt them, in my opinion. Because the way I look at it is like, why would I spend. Why would I spend like 2 hours going after one single animal when you can, in that amount of time, shoot tons of other things, you know? It's like, there's no enjoyment in that. For me, anyways, personally. It would be nice if there was like a difficulty or something for people so that if people want to just casually enjoy it, they can without having to sit there for 2 hours and waste it doing just walking around pretty much. And I'm not really going after anything too big here. It's just kind of a background while I talk. And I'm just kind of testing this out, you know, to see, test the waters out and see what this stuff is like so you can see it with me. It's pretty cool. Yeah, small little guy. But yeah, I really like this. It's nice to be able to cover more directions now. So it'll make finding diamonds for some of us a little easier, I think. Because part of the difficulty with finding diamonds, I feel like, is that you're limited to one area. Whereas now we can actually cast in different directions to test out these spots to see if maybe the diamonds are over in that area, or maybe they're straight off the dock here, or maybe they're over here, or maybe they're not. But it'll make it a lot easier, I feel like. So I feel like this opens the door for a lot of things. Definitely. My one thing I would say is I really want them to add to the boats. 100%. I would really like to see them get added to the boats down the line because it would be so nice to be able to go to those big spots in the middle of the lake and actually be able to cast in multiple directions, especially for like the Wells catfish and stuff, like some of those really hard fish to locate, and make fishing for them a little easier. But yeah, um, I would say that this rod holder DLC that we got is pretty cool. I don't know if this would be considered DLC or not. I mean, I think it is because it's most of the DLC that we get is free, but there is some that you have to pay for. But I've noticed with the angler, most of it's free, which is really nice because in the hunter, most of it is most free stuff you got in the Hunter was mostly like the aesthetics or the animals themselves and stuff like that. Whereas all the other stuff was usually like maps and weapons and stuff, and you had to always pay for it. But it's really nice that they're generous enough to give some stuff in the Angler for free to us. So that's one thing I really love about this game that they do that the Hunter didn't really do very well, I don't think. I'm not gonna say that the Hunter didn't give us anything for free at all. They definitely did. Like I said, they backfilled some maps and they added some things, aesthetic stuff a lot of times. But I'm just saying that I'm really happy that in the Angler we get a lot of items like this for free. Like even with the boat deal, the Charmin DLC, that was really nice that we got a way of doing it for free without having to buy the bait boats. Because I didn't buy those, honestly. They just didn't. It always gets me. I'm gonna have to get used to that. It always catches me off guard because my dude's not holding his rod in his hand, so it just trips me out. But but yeah, I didn't think that the bait boats were that interesting. I guess I didn't really buy them. Plus, the way I look at it is you don't really need them. They're more if you want to like completely accurately place the bait without being inaccurate. So you really don't need them. I mean, they make it so that, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that they made it so that you kind of have a choice if you want to buy it instead of, oh, you have to buy this. Otherwise, you miss out on this completely like groundbreaking feature that can make your fishing so much easier. So it's really nice that they actually like kind of gave you the ability to choose if you want to buy it or not. And I think a lot of games should do that because I don't think you should ever. I can understand kind of why in free to play games they do it because they're not making any money on the game by itself. So I kind of understand. But in full paid games, you should never forcefully have to buy something ever. If you do, that game is the the developers of that game are extremely greedy, and you shouldn't be supporting them. 100%. I mean, unless it's a free to play game, then like I said, it's completely understandable. I get it. Oh, I'm really hoping that we get sturgeon. One of my dream fish to get in this game is sturgeon. I would love to be able to bottom fish for sturgeon. Like I can't even imagine how fun that would be just casting these rods and trying to get like a really big sturgeon. I don't know. I know we have the shovel nose sturgeon, but I was really disappointed that they picked the smallest species of sturgeon ever. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a really big fan of really big fish. I love going after the river monsters like Jeremy Wade. Like I'm a really big fan of that. If fish are decently sized, I don't mind like really big pike that are like 20, 30 pounds, or like a carp, or like the mere carp's like 50. Like fish that are like that size, I don't mind them, but I prefer when fish get over 100 pounds. I don't know what that is in kilograms, sadly. So if anyone's watching that uses kilograms, you'd have to translate 100 pounds to kilograms because I can't right now. But I think it would be I think it would be really nice to have more fish that are over 100 pounds. Right now, we have the Wells catfish and the taimen. So we have a couple species you can go after that are 100 pounds, but I think it would be really nice to have more of those species. And I'm really hoping that they add larger equipment to the game because right now, um, right now I feel like a really big reason we have this weight limit is because I think it's because we don't have we don't have the right equipment, and I feel like that's really holding the game back with the possibility of getting bigger fish. And it kind of makes me a little upset in a way, because it would be really nice to be able to... Because if they make maps, like new maps, for example, like if they make an Amazon map, one of my dream fish for the Amazon map is the arapaima, and they can get up to like 300 pounds plus, I think. So if we're limited at 100 to 150 pounds, I'm sorry, but a 150-pound arapaima is kind of stupid when they can get way bigger than that. It's... I think they should add them to the game beforehand. I feel like we really need to get some bigger equipment. And I know that there's a lot of people that are going to be like, oh, that's stupid. We already have overpowered rods. It's not... I get it, but what's it gonna hurt, you know? I mean, the way I look at it is I would rather have them give us an overpowered rod that's even stronger and be able to have bigger fish in the future maps than be limited to this size of only 150. Like, I'm happy with fish that are over 100 pounds, like I said, but I would like to see some really big guys get added. Like, really big guys. I don't know. Like I said, I'm like a really huge fan of going after big fish. But that's just my opinion, though. Like, there's some people that enjoy microfishing, you know. There's some people that really like the small little guys, like the dace and or the smelt. I think the smelt... I haven't caught a smelt yet, but I think this guy is one of the little ones. I think this is one of the little microfish. But yeah, in my opinion, I would say that this is pretty nice. Um, One thing, I was gonna say the one concern that I had before I found out more about these rod holders, I was a little concerned that maybe while you had a fish on this rod, that you wouldn't be able to pick up the other rod, but it seems like they stay on a pretty decent amount of time when they bite, so I don't think I'm too concerned about that anymore. I'll have to play around with these a little more and see what it's like, if there's anything negative with them, but so far they seem like they're pretty decent. I don't see too many issues with them. Oh! But yeah, I think this game has come a long ways. Definitely. I mean, this game has come so far. I remember when it first came out, I was really disappointed because the fish would just kind of lifelessly like float on top of the water. Oh yeah, that's a pretty decent little guy. Oh, I love those guys. They're so pretty. Can't wait to get a diamond of those guys. I think in the next video I'll have to do some more research on some diamond spots for these guys. I think this might possibly be a diamond lake for them, but I think it might have to be deeper out. It's amazing too because I haven't even used any chum and we're getting a pretty decent amount of bites. I'm honestly kind of afraid to use chum actually because I feel like if we do use chum it's gonna just cause major chaos and it'll be way too much for us to handle. We'll have way too many fish biting on these rods and it'll be way too much. But yeah guys, I don't know. What do you guys... Let me know what you think about the new rod holder DLC. I think it's pretty cool. I can definitely see this being very useful. And I mean, it definitely... The thing I really like about this is it increases our bite rate quite a bit. Can you use a third rod, I wonder? Nope. I think I remember seeing that. I think I remember reading it said that you can only use 2 at a time, which is a little sad, but you know, it's definitely better than it used to be, where you can only use one. Oh, yep. See, that's the one thing I hate is you have a rod in your hand, and then you got to figure out how to put it back away, and then it just catches you off guard, and then it can be a little annoying sometimes, but definitely better than not having rod holders. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm. I, my tired brain. It's 6 in the morning right now. And I still, oh, jeez. Oh, this might be a pretty decent guy, or maybe it's not. This is the smaller rod, so we'll see once we pull him up. But yeah, I haven't. It's like 6, and I haven't went to bed yet, so my brain's tired and uh, gets confused really easily. Oh, I thought that might have been a gold at first because of the way he was holding it. I really like the way he holds that, though. It looks nice. Some of the fish, like, it's a very small gripe of mine. Like, a really small complaint, but one thing I don't like is the way that the character holds some of the fish. And like I said, like, I don't think games have to be 100% realistic, but there's some things where if they're not, it kind of bugs me a little bit. Like the character holding fishing properly. I know it sounds stupid, but it kind of bugs me a little bit because it just kind of ruins some of the immersion for me. Like, I think I remember. I don't know if they still do it because I haven't fished for walleye in a while in this game, but the dude, like, for some of the smaller walleye would lip the walleye, and it's like, I'm sorry, but people don't hold walleye like that. You don't lip walleye. They have they're like pike. They're very similar in the fact that they have. Oh, they're very similar in the fact that they have like razor sharp teeth. You don't want to. Even if I was wearing gloves, I wouldn't want to put my fingers in there. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm just so excited for our next adventure with the rod holders. Uh, this was a little bit of an adventure, but we're not specifically going after anything major today. It was mainly to showcase these off a little bit and get you guys a idea of what the rod holders are like. They're pretty cool though, you know? I can, like I said, I can definitely see these being pretty useful. I, uh, I'm excited to see what else comes to the game, because like I said, this game kind of started off really bad. Yeah, see, I'm sorry if I keep repeating myself or getting distracted. It's just these rod holders catch me off guard, and then it makes me kind of forget what I was talking about. But, like, I was saying, though, like, this game started off pretty bad, and it has, like, evolved majorly. Like, there's so much stuff that has been added. It's crazy how much this game has changed. Like, the water, I remember, used to be like really mucky looking, like really milky looking and weird. And they changed that to make it look more natural, and they made the fish look a little bit better. And they added variations, and just to let you guys know, trophy lodges are going to be a thing. I remember I watched the summer stream, and they said after fish variations are added, they are going to add a trophy lodge. Don't know exactly when, but they said after fish variations were added, so it's going to be some time. We just have to kind of keep our eyes peeled and keep out on the lookout for it, because it could happen anytime. I'm really excited though, because that's one thing I think this game is desperately missing is the rod holders. Because I mean, See my tired brain. I was gonna say this game is desperately missing the trophy lodge majorly. We really need a way of showcasing our trophies, and I don't know exactly how that's going to be done. I'm from what people are saying and whatnot. I'm guessing it's going to be 3D printed trophies, but I would be very happy with an aquarium. And they do make a good point, that it's going to be a little difficult to make an aquarium because it's catch and release only. My one solution that I have for that is maybe you could like buy a special license that allows you to keep them for an aquarium or something like that. I mean, it's a video game, so it's usually EW. What they'll do is they'll put something in their story that gives them a reason of why you can do something that goes against what they said or what you usually can't do in real life or whatever. So I don't see why they couldn't just put a special aquarium license in the souvenir shop, or maybe instead of putting in the souvenir shop, they could just make it like 50,000 coins or 100,000 coins or something, so that instead of having to wait weeks before uh, you can get access to the aquarium license, you could just save up your money and just buy it from catching a bunch of regular fish. So that by the time you get your fish that you want to put in your aquarium, you can actually do that. It's just a thought, though. It's just an idea. It's just my opinion. It's I don't know. The Discord. I'm not a fan of giving ideas on the Discord because that place is a war zone. Let me tell you. You put an idea on there. Oh, jeez. It doesn't matter what your idea is. You could have the best idea in the world, and you're gonna have people. Well, you could have what you're in your mind, what you think is perfectly good and like beneficial to help the game and make it more better. And then you can have these people that just completely disagree with you and just chew you out in your suggestion thread. It's chaos, that suggestion channel on the Discord. It's very I'm not the community is very helpful though, so I'll give it that. I think the angler community can be very helpful. Like, they were helpful with the rod holders here. Like, I had no idea, and they were very nice about it too. So they can be very nice, but it can be very chaotic. I'll tell you that. Oh, got a bite. It took kind of a while to get a bite that time. But yeah, I think after this fish, since it's been like 38 minutes, I'll probably call it good for the video. Ooh, 3-pounder. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate you checking out my video and listen to me ramble about the new rod holders, and I really hope that you guys are enjoying the rod holders. I think they're pretty nice. I definitely think these things are going to come in handy majorly. We'll have to see what everyone thinks about them, because there's some people I think that aren't happy with them, but we'll have to see what happens with them. I'm hoping that they don't make it. The issue I see with the rod holders is if they do nerf them and make it so that they fall off the hook easily, I could see it being a very big issue. I definitely think they need to give you some time to get to the rod, or they need to make it so that you can access the rod a little quicker if they're going to change it. Because if they don't, the problem is if they don't make it so you can grab the rod quicker, it's going to cause you to lose a bunch of fish, and it's going to make it so that you don't really want to use the rod holder. And I definitely could see that being an issue. And sorry if you hear my dog barking. She's a little nuts. She likes to bark at like everything, and it's annoying. So if you can hear that, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what we're gonna get next. I'm excited to see what they're gonna actually do with the trophy lodge. Uh, but as I was saying though, I really appreciate you guys just listening to me rant about this stuff and checking out the rod holders with me. I went in completely blind as soon as I heard about it, and got to do it like right when it was released, and it's really exciting. Like, it's gonna make our fishing adventures together a lot more interesting, for sure. We're gonna be able to cover a lot more area, for sure, and it's gonna make finding trophy fish a little bit more easy, because I feel like one of the things that kind of puts me off from this game is that finding diamonds is extremely hard, because they make it so that they only spawn in certain areas, and it's one of the reasons, it's one of like the things about this game that I feel like they didn't do as good as the Hunter. Because in the Hunter you can find diamonds anywhere, they just have to spawn, which is what I kind of wish they would have done here. Is if there's like, let's say this lake is really, I mean, we know it has snakehead in it. It'd be nice if this lake could have a diamond snakehead in it, and what I mean by that is it'd be nice if I could just fish here all day and possibly get a diamond out of here, instead of having to go to the middle of the lake or a specific area of the lake to get it. It makes it feel more like it's a legendary fish, like the diamonds are legendary too. It's weird. It's a weird system, and I wish it was a little different. But I kind of get why it's like that, because if they did make it so that the diamonds could spawn anywhere with the way they have it, the diamond rate would be a lot higher, because I think what they did is, in order more to make it more likely you'll catch a diamond in this game, they had to make it a little easier, because the problem is unlike the Hunter, we don't really have a permanent, I don't think we really have a permanent fish population. It changes every time we hop on, I think. So if they made it as hard as the Hunter, it would actually be like extremely difficult to get diamonds, and it would really put people off. And that's part of the reason, honestly, why I don't like the Hunter 2, is I feel like they made getting diamonds way too hard, like way too rare. They just made so many things in that game way too rare to where it kind of put me off, and I just wasn't interested in playing it anymore. I haven't been in a while. Only time I'm probably ever gonna check that out again is if they add elephants. And even if they do, they're probably gonna do that stupid thing where they make them to the point where it's like takes hours to find them, and it's not even gonna be fun. So I'm not, even if they do, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. But for this game, I think we're doing pretty good. Honestly, I think there's some really good things to come. But uh, and sorry that I keep saying bye and then keep. I'm from Minnesota. It's the Minnesota goodbye, guys. We call it the Minnesota goodbye. It's when you say goodbye, but then you talk for another 10, 20 minutes. It's a thing. It's what we do. Uh, but I just really appreciate you listening to me rant and checking the video out, and I really hope that you guys enjoy this new DLC, and I would like to know what you would like to see come to the game, or like what are some of your favorite fish that you would like to see added, and some of the things that you like or dislike about the game and whatnot. And I'll try to give you guys a heart in the comments. It should, if I do get comments, it won't be that hard. I don't really get that many views yet. I'm not quite big yet, uh but yeah, I hope you guys have a great day or a great night, or whatever time it is for you guys, I just hope you're having a really great day. And I really hope to see you in the next adventure. Hopefully we'll get something big. In this adventure, we really weren't going for anything too big. It was mainly just showing the rod holders and doing some commentary while we waited for some bites. So hopefully in the next adventure we'll be able to get a diamond snakehead or something and get some good action going. Or some big catfish, carp, koi, all that stuff is going to be extremely fun with the bottom rods now because of the rod holders. So, thank you guys, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye.